Hotel Transylvania 3 is a really enjoyable film. I had seen this before, but I realised that I've reviewed the first, second, and fourth, but hadn't, for whatever reason, reviewed the third. So I decided to rewatch it. I still really enjoyed it. This was released in 2018. It's directed by Genndy Tartakovsky, and I apologise if I've mispronounced that. And we have a great voice cast, including Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg, Selena Gomez, Kevin James, to name just a few. And the premise is pretty interesting. Mavis decides that Dracula is in need of a vacation, so she arranges for them to all go on a cruise. And when I say them all, I do mean a lot of the characters. And it turns out that, well, I won't go into a tremendous amount of detail, but at the very beginning of the film, the opening scene, we see Van Helsing going for Dracula and Dracula getting away. And when they're on the cruise, this previous threat from Van Helsing is once again a problem. And I don't want to go into too much detail about it. There is a romantic aspect for Dracula, and I really liked how that developed and the character development we got there. It was nice to see Dracula going through these feelings. It's a little bit different to the previous films. And of course, the setting is very different to the previous films, and I think the design of the cruise ship worked really well. They really made great use of the space visually. It was really engaging. We have so many characters, and of course we have a lot of characters in a small environment. I mean, it's a large ship, but it's still, a very contained space, and we get to see a lot of characters at any one time, which I really enjoyed. I thought the narrative developed really well, the pacing was great, and the emotions of the characters were very believable, very realistic. The characters' actions, I was completely behind, and I had a lot of fun with it. I don't want to say too much more than that about the narrative, as I don't want to spoil it, but I think it was a really good idea and very well executed. Great cast of characters, so many different monsters, of course. It's always so fun. That's one of the things I love about Hotel Transylvania. Even if the narratives weren't that great, and that's not the case here, but even if the narratives weren't that interesting, I'd still just love watching all of these different monsters. It's just so fun, so creative, and that's absolutely the case here. If you've seen the first two films, then I definitely recommend this one. And I also recommend the fourth if you haven't seen it. Personally, I'm quite a big fan of the Hotel Transylvania films, so I'm surprised I never got round to discussing this one before, but I'm pleased it gave me an excuse to watch it again because I really thoroughly enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it and you're a fan of the first two films, Hotel Transylvania 3 is definitely worth checking out.